Thank you for staying here on Joy News on your multi-TV and also on Joy 99.7 FM. This is our special coverage of the inauguration ceremony, which ended a while ago. But it's ended, but a lot of people are celebrating. We took you to Chebi. You've seen some excerpts and heard from some people after the inaugural service. I'm going to speak to some Ghanaians living abroad. We are going to the UK and to Ukraine to find out what the Ghanaian community there is also doing. So let me just speak to JB Dankwa Oforiata, who is in the UK, and also to Kojo Asameni, a medical student in Ukraine. Hello, guys. How are you? Hello, Kojo, if you can hear me, how are you and how's Ukraine?
Ukraine is fine. Ukraine is good. We're all doing great.
Well, there seems to be a bit of a challenge there. You're still struggling to hear them. Hello, Kojo, if you can hear me, how are you and how is Ukraine?
Ukraine is good. We are all doing fine. Great happy.
Okay, Kojo, but you were very active on social media during the election period. I saw you. You did a lot of live videos, and eventually when Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was declared president-elect, you did another one. But you tell me how the Ghanaian community in Ukraine is reacting to this inaugural ceremony and what the plans are really to celebrate the day.
Okay, actually, everyone is actually happy here because we are all praying for a peaceful election because we didn't want any situation by actually leave and back home to see Ghana scattered. So we're actually paying attention on that, whatever that is on back home. Me personally, I've been actually following the election, how the election to this, ceremony. And I don't believe everyone is actually happy, and we respect and are thankful and grateful to the new president, His Excellency Nana Addo responded to the call of Ghanaians to serve, and as part of being the plans and how we are going to celebrate it, we also had our own elections just some few weeks back, and we are having our inauguration ceremony.
You mean the Ghanaian Association in Ukraine? You had your own elections.
Those had our own elections.
And you're also swearing in your president there, or president of the Ghanaian Association. Okay, could you hold on a bit for me? Let me speak to JB Dankwa Oforiata, who happens to be the cousin of President Akufo-Addo. Hello, JB, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you doing too?
Well, I'm also doing good. How's the UK?
Yeah, the UK is buzzing, in fact. Everybody is elated. Everybody is happy that Ghana has now taken the course for a better government.
All right, tell me, what's the plan? How does the Ghanaian community in the UK hope to celebrate the day?
Oh, today they are going to have a lot of, there's going to be a party up north London, where the Ghanaian community are going to meet and have a sort of a dance. And it's a week long of celebrations, and which will go deep into March when we have the 60th anniversary. So there are a number of events which are taking place because people see this as a time to reflect, celebrate, and then move forward.
All right, JB, and I know that in his campaign period, President Akufo-Addo visited the UK a couple of times and spoke to the Ghanaian community there. What are you expecting now after this inauguration service? The Ghanaian community in the UK, I mean.
Yeah, many people in Ghana, many people want to come down and help government. And many people are intellectuals who are well educated, want to come down and help the process, because they realize that Ghana has a lot of potential, and it's a country which has resources and talent. So we here who are professionals come down and offer our expertise and we collaborate with our Ghanaian brothers back home. Because Ghana is a country which has so much potential. People really respect us if you meet other Africans outside. And realize that we don't have to sit back and let the country sit. We have to get on board and make sure that the country fights its right once again on the African continent and in the world.
All right, JB, just a little pause there for you. Let me speak to Kojo Asemani, a medical student in the UK. So, Kojo, what are your expectations? It's a new government and you're far away from home. What would you expect?
Actually, every leader has its own reasons and why he wants to take up the mantle and continue. And I believe that His Excellency Dankwa has some quite good intentions about the whole country. And for me personally, I still not leaders in and out is actually uh, because you can actually live under one person. And I believe that that got up for lead is here, and we believe that he can actually do something, and actually looking at so it's too early for me to actually see something about what he is for guidance, but we have to actually give him time to actually know, to all know what he is and then how best he can help us all as a nation.
All right, Kojo, before you go, just tell us briefly how the Ghanaian community hopes to celebrate today. You were mentioning earlier that the Ghanaian community there has elected their own president and you're swearing him tonight. And what else?
Okay, we're having a dinner after, and I think that's how we are going to celebrate. So after the inauguration ceremony, then I also continue.
All right, Kojo, I know you're not on scholarship, but you have a lot of colleagues in Ukraine who are on scholarship, and there have been issues of, I mean, your funds coming in really late. Have you been hearing from them what they expect from this government?
Well, actually, most of the people here that I know are them uh, uh, EP supporters, and they believe that right now that there is change um, due to their financial status and everything. Actually, we all need to see what happens. Actually, by the end of the year, we'll know. I'm not saying that he can actually be one to actually make up things and then suit them and then make them comfortable. But then we all need to see what actually.
All right, thank you very much, Kojo Asemani. He's a medical student in Ukraine, and he's been telling us how the Ghanaian community there is celebrating or plans to celebrate the day. And JB, what about you? And you've mentioned that there's a lot of partying, there's a lot of celebration. But personally, how are you celebrating the day? You're the cousin of the president.
Yes, we are celebrating because the family has always offered a candidate for the presidency. And after 60-something years of struggling, the family has finally got a candidate and we've won. I think that this is going to be Ghana's breakthrough to great leadership. And I bet you Nana will not let us down, and I'm celebrating and I'm overly joyed about it.
All right, you sure have a lot of reason to celebrate. Your cousin is the president. Thank you very much, JB Dankwa Oforiata. He's been telling us how Ghanaians in the UK are celebrating the day. And we'll get onto Facebook and to Twitter and Instagram, because on Instagram a lot of photos have been flying, and there's one particular one that's been trending, and that's of the second lady Samira Baumia, and a lot of people are in love with her attire today. But let's get on to Instagram. There you have it, looking very elegant there in her dress, and a lot of people have been sharing this photo. For those of you on radio, I'll just describe it a bit. It's well, a modern carbon slit, I think I'll call it. And she has a headscarf on. It looks a bit like a curry color. And she has a yellow scarf there. She's looking really gorgeous over there. So for those of you on radio, you might just want to get onto Instagram and get a full view of that dress. And let's get onto Facebook. A lot of people have been commenting. The president's speech is trending. People are taking snippets of it and sharing it. And so we've been with you from the dissolution of the 6th Parliament to the swearing-in of the 7th, and then to the inaugural ceremony where President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia were sworn in a while ago. And a lot of your comments on Facebook, we'll pick some of them briefly, and a lot of you have been commenting on The new Speaker of Parliament, Baron de Montesquieu, says he's right. Some representatives in Parliament are always mute during parliamentary debate. They ought to put a stop to that. If not, there's no need for them to sit there. And he's responding to something that Speaker Michael Quay said about parliamentarians speaking up whenever there's an issue to debate. And Joseph Deborah says, "You're right, Honourable Speaker, some MPs turn spectators." And Richman says, "Fine." And Elvis Justice says, "Ghana won again." And we'll get onto our Joy News page and pick a lot more of your comments there. And I'll let you know what's happening on Twitter as well. A special coverage of the inauguration ceremony that ended a while ago. I've been bringing you some comments on Facebook. I spoke to Ghanaians living in the UK and Ukraine earlier. We'll be going to the US shortly to also find out what's happening there. All right, so we'll pick more comments from the president's speech. A lot of you have been commenting about the president's speech. And Isa Alidu says, have you ever had a thief telling people that he's going to steal? Well, I don't know what that is. And well, Apia says, stop the hypocrisy, NDC. Just support the new president. What has incompetence got to do with coffin? Okay, so a lot of people are also talking about that. Deron says, wow, okay, I'm not going to read that. Everlove Berko says, "You are the chosen one from God," and he's referring to President Nana Akufo-Addo. Obingfofio Samson says that is what he's expected to do. Kojo Sodoken says, "Great one." Chris Paffer says, "May God give you the courage and the will to do that." And so all these comments are on the president's speech and what he mentioned that he will do for the nation. Elvis Justice is asking, what haven't we heard before? Seems to be quite a bit skeptical about the president's speech. Bigoma Enoch says, more days ahead. And this one says, deeds, not words, because actions speak louder than words. Benesopong says, may the Lord grant you all the knowledge. Christiane Amor says, a wise man. And Sego says, we believe in you. Rima Inti says, Onapo, you would expect that word to trend for some time. And Samuel Kwabuna Jamra says, I know God on your side, you can. And Nana Asawa says, Nana, welcome. The last one from Enes Onona says, Mr. President, we believe you can do it. May the Almighty God bless you so that the world will judge you as the best president in Africa. Okay, and then he says, Una. All right, we'll get onto Twitter shortly to find out some of the tweets and what people are saying and what is also trending as well. Okay, so Ghana's new president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has extolled the democratic virtues of outgoing President John Mahama, saying his contribution to the country's democracy will forever be cherished. Nana Akufo-Addo says Mr. Mahama's honorable act of conceding defeat as a sitting president to make way for him to serve will go down in Ghana's democratic history. A few comments on that. And Alfred Nab says, his speech rekindles my hope and believe in Ghana, though I wanted JM to continue, but with this speech, I see a brighter future. God bless Ghana and God bless us all. Joyce Abuaji sighs and says, I never knew the MPP knew President JM did well or contributed to Ghana's development. I thought they said he was the bad, worst, and incompetent president ever. And she's shaking her head at her own comment and says, God is watching. Fred Omari says, learn when it's your turn, don't go to court. Okay, I'm sure he's talking about when he mentioned that President Mahama honorably conceded. And Kojo Tete Akpo says, Ghanaians will still celebrate him. He's a great man indeed. Idrissa Harris Kunati says, great speech by the president. It is yet another milestone in our democratic dispensation, enhanced by former President John Mahama. Kudos, Mr. Former President. And King Kwesi Ganaba says, after a very promising and inspirational presidential inaugural speech by President Akufo-Addo, every Ghanaian citizen should acquire a constitution instead of a hashtag post like a Misasa challenge. Let's do a hashtag post with the Constitution challenge. Hashtag Ghana. Prince Zach Dangata says, it's good people are now seeing the reality of a good man. Raymond McCarthy says, tree interpretation will help. And okay, all right. Ganil Mahmood says, I'm waiting. Okay, all right. Bashir Isaac Idris says, God loves him and we also love him. May God support him and Mother Ghana so he can defeat Mother Ghana's problems. You're saying you're proud of Nana. You can also send us your messages. Get onto Facebook. Our name is Joy News on TV. Or you can tweet at us at Joy News on TV. And what you want to say about the president's speech and all that transpired at that inaugural ceremony. And let's get on to Twitter now and find out what's trending on Twitter. This is the interactive segment of our special coverage on the inaugural ceremony with me, Benis Abu Baid. Now, before we get on to Twitter, remember the incident on the red carpet on Thursday, right? You know what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at it again. So there was a video of former President Rawlings, you know, sort of asking former Accra Mayor Akufo-Addo to stay behind. Now, this video generated some comments on social media. People gave varied reasons on what might have actually occurred. But when the sixth parliament was dissolved and a new one was ushered in, the seeming feud was also dissolved and a new wave of friendship was ushered in. Watch this.
As you can see, very interesting. Remember, before the State of the Nation address, Akufo-Addo and the incoming Parliament and former President Jerry Rawlings had some kind of, showdown on the red carpet leading into the main chamber of Parliament. And what we are seeing, we are not really hearing what really is going on. It's some kind of a small meeting between Oko. They shook hands, meaning that they probably have reconciled their differences. You can see, very interesting. Remember, before the State of the Nation address, Akufo-Addo and the incoming Parliament and former President Jerry Rawlings had some kind of, showdown on the red carpet leading into the main chamber of Parliament. And what we are seeing, we are not really hearing what really is going on. It's some kind of a small meeting between Oko. They shook hands, meaning that they probably have reconciled their differences.
It's a beautiful scene if you're watching this on TV. And let's get on to Twitter now. On Ghana trends on Twitter, the topmost trend is Ghanaian with about 10.9 thousand tweets. It means Alpha is trending, is actually the second. And hashtag cough challenge is trending. Samira is trending, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is trending, Baumia is trending, Vice President trending, and Nice Show trending, and Rebecca is trending also. Let's get onto the Ghanaian, hashtag Ghanaian, and find out what at all about that is trending. Okay, so the first tweet here is from Nana Akufo-Addo's official handle, President Akufo-Addo's official handle. Says it is time to define what being a Ghanaian ought to mean. Being a Ghanaian must mean you sign up to a definable code of conduct. And Governor B says Ed Sheeran just said he recorded a song in Chi for his new album. Always knew he was too talented to not have some Ghanaian in him. Let's scroll down a bit and pick up some tweets on this. Asantua says, Ghanaian men. Okay, all right. This is not on the inaugural ceremony. Now let's go to hashtag cough challenge and find out why that is also trending. Okay, and this one says, God bless our homeland Ghana, hashtag cough challenge. Okay, so that's a video of somebody who's actually coughing there and drinking calipo afterwards. You obviously know what he means by that. And then this one says, I cough all my exes out of my life in the name of hashtag calipo, hashtag cough challenge. And this is at Kimli Kose, says, I'm sorry, hashtag cough challenge, and has a video of himself coughing over there. And this one says, Nana Addo cough, Nana pe, hashtag cough challenge has started on Twitter, says, I love Ghana Twitter. And Amanda Asafwe says, already, hashtag cough challenge. I love my country, Ghana. Okay, so this is from a German, and he has a snapshot of what's trending in Ghana. I just told you that earlier. And Son Voku is also commenting on the hashtag cough challenge. I've been bringing to you what's trending on social media, on Facebook and Twitter. And I also spoke to 2 Ghanaians living abroad, one in the UK and one in Ukraine, on how the Ghanaian community in the various countries where they live hope to celebrate the day. You can also send us your messages. Get onto a page on Joy News. On Facebook, our name is Joy News. And on Twitter, we are Joy News on TV. You can tweet at us. You can also send us your Facebook messages. Just get onto the page and drop them via the message medium. All right, so there you have it on Twitter. There's also another trend, that's Samira. Let's see why people are tweeting about her. I must think that it will be about her dress, because that's trending on Instagram as well. We could scroll up a bit more. All right, great. And this one says Samira Baumia isn't showing any part of her body, any sensitive part of her body. Almost all the guys can testify her beauty and how attractive or adorable she is. And then my 3-year-old sister just said, Mama, don't you love Samira? Kids are, well, code. I don't know what she's trying to say with that. And this one says, I just read somewhere that Samira Baumia's eyebrows for today's inauguration were longer than Mahama's term of office. Really? All right. This one says, I think it's time His Excellency Mahmoud Baumia, Rebecca and Samira get their accounts verified. And he's talking about Twitter accounts. This stunning dress, well, Samira Waters' inauguration has gotten some citizens talking, and comes along with a photo of the dress on Twitter. We can pick some more comments. And this one says, a beautiful woman is beautiful while young like Samira, and remains beautiful when older like Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Another person is tweeting that Samira Baumia's eyebrows are longer than Mahama's term of office. Interesting. And then someone thinks that Samira Baumia should be a role model for Ghanaian ladies. This one says, every Ghanaian female's next outfit. And he's actually creating a conversation here. So the seamstress will say, what style? And the client will say, all right, Zibit or someone would say, every Ghanaian female's next outfit. Seamstress, what style? And the client will say, Samira style, Ghana's second lady. Yeah, I know a friend who's already said she's going to get herself that dress. Well, that'll be it for this interactive segment on our coverage of the inaugural ceremony. Please stay here on Joy 99.7 FM and also on Joy News for the latest. My name is Bernice Abubedu. Thanks for your company.